So we've started doing these problems that I've posted up on PostImage, and you've definitely noticed that they're more difficult to understand. And so I just want to let it be known that these are free response questions coming straight from the released exams, APCS exams. And so the way the APCS exams are set up is they have a group of college professors and high school teachers, and then they go ahead and kick around ideas and put together the questions, and then they also put together the free response questions. So like, I don't know if it's true, but when I look at them, there's some that are extremely difficult to interpret, and then there's others that are very intuitive. And the way that I kind of imagine it, and it doesn't really matter what type of question it is, it's just they fall into those two categories. Like it could be a interface problem, or it could be like a basics problem, right? They're like, it doesn't matter. Like in those two categories, you have some that are easy to interpret and others that are hard to interpret. So then what I kind of deduced is that the ones that are easy to interpret are coming from high school teachers, and then the ones that are kind of hard to interpret are coming from college professors. That's kind of what I think is happening. But the thing is that you need to learn how to answer these questions, right? And if you're not doing so well at them now, don't worry, because you're not supposed to, right? I have a BS in computer science. I've been teaching computer science for a really long time, and when I first saw these problems, I was just like, what the heck's going on, right? So, but I've trained myself to look at them and just kind of extract the needed information to be able to like answer the question, and that's what you guys need to do, right? And it's like a process of osmosis, so it takes time. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of talk about some of these problems, right? So then these problems here, what they do is they give you a situation, and they say to they give you post they have post they have preconditions and post conditions. And so the preconditions are conditions that you can accept to be true, right? Like this one here, guaranteed not to be null, not to contain duplicate titles. You might not write the code to make that happen, but you can you can guarantee that this will always be the case for the driver that is creating the music downloads class objects. And then the post conditions are what you can take to assume to be true if they don't tell you to code it. And if they do tell you to code it, then those post conditions need to be true. Okay. You need to write code to ensure that those post conditions are true. And so then what they're going to do here is they're going to present a situation to you, and then they're going to tell you to code one method or one or two methods in the hierarchy, or the class hierarchy. So usually the answers are very short. It's like 5 lines of code, right? But the hard part is understanding what's being asked of you. So you get 20 minutes to answer these kinds of questions. The best strategy is to take 15 minutes to read the prompt, draw the class hierarchy out, write out the instance variables of the classes, understand what class is an instance variable of what other class, what class is like the base class, right, that is not composed of objects of other classes, and just wrap your head around what is going on exactly. And then once you kind of wrap your head around what's going on, then the coding part should be pretty simple to do, right? The most difficult problems of these free response questions, they usually have about 5 to 7 lines of code that you need to write, right? But then the difficult part is just kind of understanding what's being asked of you, right? Because it's so cryptic. So yeah, that's the best strategy to solving these problems, and something to just keep in mind. Hopefully by the end of our time together, you'll be an expert at putting these together. My last class last year, they've gotten very comfortable putting these together, because we're going to be going over basically every one that they put out, right? So